Well, thank you for joining me today. I am going to show you my journal and some of the supplies that I like to use. So I have a mixed media journal. I have these Blick paints. I'm going to pick a few colors that I'm going to use. And in the next 8 minutes, I hope to walk you through a layered process. I also have some of my colored pencils, Primzacolor, and just a jar of water, some paintbrushes, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to start my first few layers here with colored pencil. I have this aqua color, and I'm just doing scribbles. I'm speeding up the video a little bit so you can get a feeling of what all these layers look like, and you can choose to follow my lead, or you can choose to do your own patterns. But this is just me getting messy, and I just love the freedom of scribbling, and it feels like I'm releasing some frustration maybe from my day. Now I'm just doing lines, almost like I'm crossing something out. And that's 3 layers of colored pencils, all different colors. And now I'm going to move to some paints from that Blick set. Now, what I find with this Blick set is that most of these colors have a lot of pigment, a lot of darker shades, so I'm just going to mix it in with white, get myself a really nice light, almost like a sage green, and I'm going to layer on top of these squiggles. Now I'm going to come in with an orange, a different paintbrush, and I'm going to come in with some dots. Now I'm speeding up my video so that I can show you the process, but at any time you can pause this and catch up to me as you do your own layers. Now what you also see is I'm dipping my paintbrush, into the water just to create a little bit more of a transparent type of paint. As you can see through some of those paint colors, and I like that texture. Now I'm going to move into a blue, also adding some white, and I'm going to continue with a different type of paintbrush and continue to do layers. Now, these mark making, you can skip over the page, you can jump around, you can go in order. It's really however you're feeling at the moment. I find this to be similar to moving your body, dancing, going on a walk, doing yoga. You know, you're going to follow instructions, but you're also going to do some of it your own way. So now you can see I'm going back to colored pencils, and I'm doing more squiggly lines, just continuing to add some layering here. Now this tool is, it has a foam tip, but you could easily, if you don't have anything like this at home, you can easily use a Q-tip. That is a fun tool that you can paint with and do dots with. And I'm just having fun skipping all over the place here and rubbing in those paints. I find this to be very meditative, and I find that I just get out of my head because I'm in the present moment. And that's what this looks like. As we zoom in, you can see how much texture and color we've gotten from all of our mark making. And that's really only a few different shades of paint and a few different colored pencils. Now I'm going to flip my journal page, and I'm just going to draw some leaves and think about an image that I want to put on top of all my layers. Now, as you can see, I'm being really loose here. I even went over those 2 first leaves. They were too round, and I made them more pointy. I would just say don't worry about the pencil marks. You're going to cover those up. And if they show up a little bit, it just adds character and fun to your painting. I'm going back to one of those layers using that green paint with the white, and that's what I'm going to use to color in my background. As you can see, I am not making this a gentle, precise painting. I am being very loose because all day long in my former job, I had to be very specific and detailed. And right now, with this doing art and being in creativity, there's a time and a place where I might want to be very specific if I'm drawing or sketching something and I want it to be more real. But in this case, this tutorial is really about just letting loose and having fun and getting out of an analytical mind and just enjoying a process that doesn't require a lot of thought. Now I'm going to finish up with the background, and the next step really is going to be bringing back in a colored pencil, bringing back in some paint pens, and outlining these leaves. And when you come in with a darker color, oh yes, that was that was me accidentally spilling the pencil sharpener onto my painting. Don't worry, we got that off. But when you add contrast, like darker colors, colored pencil, paint, white, it adds something to the eye where you can see it more, and it's more bold, and it adds a little bit more of definition to your painting. So that's what you can see that I'm doing. And then I like to get very loose with the pen. In the last stages here, I'm just going to add the words peaceful mind. That's the thought that came to me when I did this painting, is it felt very much nature inspired in an abstract way, and it felt peaceful to me while I was doing it. So choose a word, any word. I would say put it in with pencil. Colored pencil is nice. And then you can take a skinny paintbrush and some paint. You can always mix that paint with water so that it moves more easily. And then you just outline the words so that they, I want to say, pop. And then with that same green, I'm going to outline my leaves yet again so that they are even more bold than before. So as I wrap up this tutorial, I just want to say congratulations from taking some time out of your busy day, get into the creative headspace, get out of the busy mind, and enjoy the peaceful mind. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.